Stitching Stuff. I'm Sarah.
I'm Kim.
And we're glad you're joining us today to talk about stitching and other stuff. It is late evening, Sunday, July 18th, and we look like it's late evening. We've got frizzy, crazy hair. My eyes are watering because my allergies are kicking in. I've got children making sounds in my ears.
I think my bangs are doing weird things because I did this all day.
This is why we have to record earlier in the day, for you to get the best version of ourselves.
I took care of our little Penny, and she loves glasses, and so I was constantly pulling them up. But I can't do anything at their house without my glasses on. So when I go to put her down for her nap, I have to put her in her little sleep sack, right? Well, the zipper starts up here, and you got to start the zipper and pull it down. Well, I couldn't see the zipper, and of course she's crying because she doesn't want to go to bed. And I got I need my glasses. Then I got the bottle, and it's 4 ounces. So I'm looking at the bottle, and I can't see the 4. So I can't take care of a kid without glasses on.
No, I guess that's probably true. We went up after church to the fountains and found a creek, and the girls played in the creek all day, and I just had my hair piled up in a bun, and I'm like kind of sweaty, and it was good though. It was really nice to just leave the city for a little while and have a different.
I looked at Penny and just said, Penny, honey, it was a lot easier when I was a mom. I just laid my babies down and put a blanket over them. I wasn't zipping them into something. Gosh, you guys. It's crazy.
So complicated. Well, I don't have a lot of variety in my projects today.
Ooh,
but I do have a previous finish. Do you have a previous finish?
What's that?
Do you have one? No, just me.
What's that look like?
Oh, what is a previous finish? It's something I actually finished once a long time ago.
Mine are buried in that closet. And hey, Candy, 614 Stitcher, if you're looking, that's an airbed down there on the floor that I didn't put away from the wedding a week ago.
So if you're feeling hesitant about recording because of your background, we're here to tell you it's fine. Just
my
record.
Projects are in that white closet behind the bike and the airbed.
And the fan. And who knows what's on the floor behind the airbed? Oh, nothing. Well, Millie is begging me to turn my computer around. This is what I'm dealing with here. So here's my girls. This is my on my table because, and here, we'll just keep going. There's some there. There's some, don't mind this terrible view, but we are having another technology camp for junior high schoolers this week. And that took a little more food, we thought, although the numbers aren't as high as our last camp, but we're doing a Lego robotics camp and I'm doing all the food for it. But my kitchen isn't really used to cooking large amounts for anybody but my own family. So all of the food is just in my little, we call this the breakfast nook. And we're just walking by it all day, every day.
In your recording studio.
My recording studio. And I'm sharing space with it. Difficult. My cross stitch is probably going to fall off. Okay, so this is my previous finish. This is what it looks like when you have something. This is an FFO, although this is my fancy finishing job. It's a piece of foam core because it was before I learned about sticky board. And it's just literally pinned around it like an envelope.
With straight pins?
Yes, with just my little pins. I think
not through the edges of the foam core? What?
Oh, no, I have that too.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yes, I did. This is maybe the last piece I ever finished this way, and it is the last piece I probably will ever finish this way because I hate doing that. And now sticky board makes life so much easier. But this is Lizzie Kate, and it was one of those little CD packages that came with everything but the floss, and I don't remember.
Now everybody knows you are my daughter.
Yeah,
I taught you everything I knew about finishing.
Well, my original plan, I think, was to put ribbon, kind of like a gathered ribbon, and it's still in my plan, but who has time for that? Look at what I'm surrounded with. I'm surrounded with oodles of bread I have to deal with. Sandwiches out my ears. So, and you should see my freezer because it's got frozen pizzas and frozen corn dogs. What are you going to feed teenagers? But I just found this week. I forgot I had it. So I need to put it up.
I feel like you finished that not that long ago. Like back when I started stitching in we started talking about stitching again. I feel like
It
that
might have
was-
been this. Well, I remember, I think I was watching Priscilla and Chelsea, and that's why I was like, oh, there's creative ways to finish it rather than just sticking it in a frame. But this is as far as I got. So for some people, there's creative ways of finishing, and for others, you act like you're going to put it in a frame and then you just sit it on the shelf like this.
For others, it's just a sad way of finishing.
But I do
I'm
really
gonna-
like that piece.
I have to stand up a minute and get my hand lotion. My hands are so bad. Okay, just
You want me to just keep going or pause?
Yeah. it's right here. I won't be
Well,
gone
here,
long.
we'll let Millie come in. Or no, Rosie gets to go first. We've got two girls to join us today. Come on in, Rosie.
Eczema is still really bad on my hands.
Congrats. Okay.
Okay. Whoops.
Okay,
Oh,
Rosie.
come back.
You want to talk about your week? What'd you do this week? You have a good week?
Yeah.
Yeah. You were covered in dirt when we were at the creek. I mean, covered in dirt. But apparently she's cleaned herself up. What did you make this week? So we worked on, I taught them some friendship bracelet techniques. Let's see if I can get it to like focus. There we go, kind of.
You know, your audio is really quiet, and I've got mine cranked up as high as it'll go.
Is it because of my voice?
No, I think it's just quiet.
Oh. Okay, I'll yell. Okay, so here we did friendship bracelets this week. What else?
Knitting.
Show us what you're knitting.
Knitting.
There's a fly. That's the other thing. We're dealing with flies already.
Andy.
Yeah.
Normally we don't deal with flies until the like late summer, early
And
fall.
earwigs.
Okay, so you're making a what?
Hat.
A hat. And this is the first time that you're learning how to knit in the round.
Good job.
So I think it's not twisted. I probably better double check because you know my struggle with that. But it looks good. Yeah, I think it's right. Yeah, it's right. So she's going to do some rows of this. And then after that, you're going to do what? Some rows of this and alternate. You're going to do some of this, dark and light. So that's cute.
Nice. That'd be pretty.
Thank you.
And someday it's going to be cold enough you're going to need a hat again.
Hard to imagine right now.
I know. Right?
All right, now the other child who is about to be just strangled, possibly.
Show and go. Show and go.
Tired, I think. Okay, let's do this fast. You're working on this. Wonderful piece. Okay, show us how far you are now.
Wow.
Almost there.
Wow. You must be
Okay.
almost done.
I know.
You said
I
like
just
this,
have
right?
to finish the bottom.
Bottom. Here, and then she's
Oh
done.
my gosh, man, you got that done in record time. You're going to be ready to start Swamp Queen or Swamp Princess or
Swan Princess. Swan.
Swan.
She said Swan Queen, and I said
I
Swan.
said swamp. I said swamp.
Swamp. You did say swamp. Swamp Queen.
You were looking at swampy fabric.
She made a bracelet out of those rainbow loom bands that you can buy at like Michael's.
And
Been a creative week at your house.
Yep, and we did friendship bracelets here too.
Cute.
1, 2.
actually, this one Lily made for me.
Oh, Liddy made that one. Was she looking for it?
No, she's looking for it.
Camera's up here. Remember?
I'm trying.
There it is. There's another
Ooh, it
one.
has sparkles in it.
Pretty.
It does? I don't
No,
know.
it doesn't have sparkles.
Oh, it looks sparkly to me.
And number 3. This one looks kind of dirty.
It might have gone to the creek with you.
Is it on the creek?
No, it was this one that I brought to
Oh.
the creek.
Well, thank you for showing us your beautiful creations. Bye.
Bye-bye. Love you. See you later.
In case I just seem like a cruel human being, she's been in my ear the entire time we've been prepping and recording, talking and giggling and waving her hands in front of the camera. And it's time for you to leave. I love you very much, but bye.
Bye-bye.
It's definitely the end of the day here. Okay, show us what you've been working on, because I need a break.
Do we want to do featured friends first?
Oh yeah, okay. So this week we do have a featured friend, and I think this is the last one I've been sent, unless something's come in more recently.
So please send us some.
Send us something and we'll show it next week or the week after, depending on whether we get some. This is from Tina Stitches, who has her own Flosstube by the same name. And she sent us these adorable pictures, and I'll insert them right here.
It is stunning.
It is really stunning. So this is a Mirabilia, what's it called? Wherefore Art Thou is what it's called. And you were saying you kind of looked it up, and it's what did you say? 2 parts?
It looks like maybe it was a 3-part release or something.
Like a mystery. Well, she says in her, so if you want to hear about this piece, she shows it when it's about halfway finished in her very first Flosstube. So you can go watch her and see, and she'll say, she calls it a Mirabilia mystery stitch along. So we did a little bit of digging to figure out what that piece actually is.
So I'm on a website called Stitch & Co. I've never heard of it. Stitch & Co. K-O. It normally, this pattern, which was released in 3 parts, goes for $60, but it's on sale for a whopping $57 now. So you get $3 off.
It's not much of a sale.
And it looks like there's an embellishment pack for $25.50. A Fusarella bead. I don't know where that is. I don't even know what that. Oh, it's the beautiful ceramic bead that hangs off of her.
Oh.
I thought that was just the picture person embellishment, but that's part of the pattern.
Oh, wow.
Okay, and that's $14, and then a bunch of Weeks dye works.
Beautiful. I mean, that is like definitely an investment piece, but it's gorgeous.
It's an heirloom
I
piece
would-
for sure.
Yeah, I would love to have that hanging in my house.
Oh, Stitch & Co. It's a European country. I don't know what this language is. I don't know what this flag is. But anyway, so it's not an American. They sell in America.
Uh-huh. So you can buy it.
You
And
can convert the page to English. So anyway, thank you, Tina. As usual, stunning piece.
So beautiful.
If you run out of people to lead things to, you can always add Sarah and I to your behemoth.
Just
but-
stick us in your way. Anybody who wants to will us anything, we'll take it. Maybe not extra children.
I pulled up.
Yeah, I have my hands full right now.
I pulled up Tina's beloved piece.
Oh, yeah.
So Dad the other day, and
Oh.
he's like, "Oh my gosh, it just looks like a painting." I said, "I know.
I
You
know.
would never guess that."
I know.
So
Amazing.
I aspire to be you, Tina.
I'll leave the link for Tina's Flosstube in our description box in case you haven't watched her. You should go see some of her beautiful stitching.
Yeah, she does really beautiful, dainty, elegant,
Mm-hmm.
fancy things and big things.
Yeah.
So anyway,
But nice.
okay.
It's such a nice difference from what I'm doing over here most of the time.
What I've done since June, nothing.
Okay,
But
what's
I have stuff today.
you do? Yay.
I stitched a little bit when Aunt Nancy was here. So if you didn't watch last week video, my son got married a week ago. We did a Flosstube on Sunday with my sister-in-law, Aunt Nancy. She was here, and they were here until Wednesday, and then they flew home Wednesday. So we had a jam-packed first part of the week, sightseeing around here. And so we stitched a couple evenings, but not a whole lot. But after that, man, I got going. And I have this our magazine monthly Facebook group, Candy 614 Stitcher said, "Hey, when's the August acrostic gonna go up?" And I'm like, "No, I haven't even started my July." And she's like, "Well, you just need to stitch faster." So I'm stitching. So
faster.
I did work Maybe I didn't work on this week. Maybe I showed this last.
You can show it anyway. No one will know.
Yeah, I might have. It's my biscornu.
Oh,
I don't remember which way it goes. It goes this way. Not that it matters, but
yeah, I don't know if it's different.
I have
You're almost there.
roses.
A beehive, and another turkey,
And another leaf.
and a bee, a couple bees,
Yeah, a couple bees.
a leaf, an oak leaf. Or no, that wouldn't be an oak leaf. What would that be? I don't know.
So anyway, I still love this pattern. I think I did work on that a little bit since I showed it last week. So that was one thing. And then I didn't do a lot of different things, but I did a lot on each thing. So in June, I think it was June, part of my acrostic for Magazine Monthly was this tomato time needle book out of Punch Needle and Primitive Stitcher. And I don't
You did
have
a lot on this.
Huh?
I saw your picture that you posted on Instagram. You did a lot on this.
So I basically did all of this
Oh,
and her. I'm not done obviously with her,
cute.
but I kind of just got going on her.
That's really cute.
Not focusing very well, is it? Whoops.
Okay.
So anyway, I did work on her several more hours than I needed to meet my June challenge. Although I think she's on my July challenge too. She is.
Oh, she is.
So
So
I actually have done a lot on my July challenge. The other regular piece that I've just been working on like crazy. Oh, I did work on one of my Whitgo pieces. I worked on Hoity Toity.
You did.
I worked for like 2.5 hours and you can't even.
So happy. You can't even tell.
My itty bitty hoity toity. So I basically did
You did all those things, right? Right there.
the vase. Wow,
can
that is
tell.
just not focusing. And I did this gray part.
Yeah, you did a lot. I can tell. That wasn't done.
I think I did. I did all of this bottom vase.
Nice.
I'm really sorry that that's not.
If you bring it closer, does it focus more?
No.
No, not really. I don't know.
What's going on with this camera?
Focusing on you pretty well today.
There we go. Maybe that.
You can kind of.
Anyway, there we go.
Nice.
So I did all the black and that gray.
Wow. Nice.
I'm doing 1/1 on a 25 count. So I think I've done a total of 3 hours on it for my June Whitgo, and I need to do 6. So I'm plugging along. I've not touched my July.
This was back when you thought, oh, it'll be so fun to stitch a bunch of tiny things.
I wonder why I thought that. That's not too bad, because I'll tell you why. Because it's an even weave. And 1/1 on even weave is a heck of a lot easier than 1/1 on linen. In my Hawk Run Hollow that I was doing 1/1 on 28 count, which is a little tinier than this, was a linen.
Yeah, that's hard. That's really hard.
You'll laugh at this. When I went to the cross stitch store the other day, I actually entertained the idea of buying a piece of 40 count fabric. I don't know why.
For what?
I thought I would do that. I did not buy it.
That's probably good. You'd probably buy it.
It was kind of sad. I went in the other day and there was two older ladies in there. One was much older than the other one, but neither one of them was spry. Okay. And the younger one is like obviously taking care of brought the older one in. She's kind of hunched over and she's got a piece of fabric in her hand that is like, it's specialty fabric. It's got like a ship or something printed on it or something old world looking. It's at least 36 count. It might even be 40 count.
It's like a cross stitch. Is that what you mean?
No, it's like a printed linen.
Oh.
Yeah.
You would
I don't know what you would do with it.
A ship?
A ship or something kind of old world. I don't know what it was. I saw it briefly.
Okay.
So she got it in her hand and I'm up at the register paying, and the younger woman, mind you, not terribly young, says to her, "You can't buy that. You can't even see those holes. Do not buy that. I'm telling you, you cannot see the holes. You can't even see the holes on the one you're working on. And the lady's like, but, and she's like, no, don't buy it. You can't work on it. And she goes, well, I could give it to my daughter. And
That's going to be you and me, Mom. What are you doing looking at that 40 count? There's no way you can stitch that.
I looked at it and I thought, no, it's not happening. So anyway, the last thing, well, the second to the last thing I really worked on. Actually, I'll show this first. So I had decided for Jolly July that I would do 3 different Christmas for the last 3 weeks of July. So I had picked out of this craft ways
Jolly July? What am I doing? Oh, the tree. That's
a cross stitch Christmas book that I love this book.
I don't even know.
Picked these 3 Santa.
Yeah, they're cute.
I'm just going to do them on 1 piece of fabric. Okay.
Yeah. You're going to
I
start
started them.
few stitches?
I started, no.
Oh,
I started.
cute.
His face. It's the lantern one.
Yeah,
So I'm doing this one.
cute.
But this is a pinkish fabric that's it's just a remnant that I got, pretty affordable. But the pink for his face is too light, so I'm going to have to go in and get a different pink. But I just want you to see if this brings back memories for anybody who's watched us, and especially you last year, because I.
Are you just stitching it like that?
I'm trying to manage this fabric, and I'm like, this fabric is so in my way. And then I just started laughing. I thought, this reminds me of Sarah and her Christmas ornaments last year. So it's just it's like 56 inches long.
Yeah, if you don't know what we're talking about, this is in the past. Like last year for Christmas, I made the girls little ornaments, like 3 inches maybe. But the piece of fabric I stitched them on, I never cut it. I just stitched them in the corner of this like fabric that was like 4 yards long. And I just bunched it up and dealt with it when I could have really just cut a strip off. But I just never did.
I just lost my needle.
Oh no.
And if you saw the mess that's right in front of me, because it's your dad's desk.
That's the fall. It's the mess with his dad's desk.
So anyway, I did get a good start on him.
Yeah, you did.
So, yeah. Anyway, this pink is just too much fabric. So I am going to cut it because I can't handle it.
Yeah, I think I eventually finally cut it a little bit.
You did after I bugged you about it for like.
Okay, I'll just cut it.
So that was my Jolly July. I have a different one planned for next week, so I'll talk about that later. But then I know everybody's dying to know if I got my Joyful World June done or not, because I was behind a square and I've been determined to keep up, and I was not keeping up. And I'm happy to report that I did get June done.
Yay.
So June was from the red flowers over.
So
I did my lazy daisies on the bees.
Oh.
Can't see them.
Wait.
I had to Google. I couldn't remember how to do them.
Are they the wings?
Yeah. And then I started July, which you guys, I'm so in love with July. It's the pink flamingos. Yeah. And the color pack. This is dull. I mean, the colors are really vibrant.
Yeah, they are.
And so I got I finished it last night, and then I started, although I'm ripping out, I started my July. I got my flowers going, but I started this green too low.
Oh,
this
darn.
one. So that was pretty good considering most of that was from Wednesday on. I have to say, Friday, I worked, so Nancy and my brother-in-law, Tom, went home Wednesday afternoon. I worked Wednesday morning and I worked Wednesday afternoon. And then I was pretty much toast in the evening, but I did stitch. And then Thursday I worked. And then Friday I woke up, which is my day off. And I sat there and I thought, I don't have anything I have to do. There was no errands, there's no wedding stuff, there was no cleaning, no organizing. It was like the day after Christmas, you know, when you're done with all the Christmas drama. And I just sat, and it was really cloudy and windy here. It wasn't really cold, but it looked cold. And I sat in my jammies till about 2 and just cross stitched.
Nice.
Yeah, what do you got?
Okay, well, let's see. I'll show my knitting first because it's sitting on top. So I'm still working away on this baby sweater. And I had to pull some out and put some more in. So I'm almost done with the bodice. I should really be done by now, but I made a mistake.
Up or down?
What?
Are you knitting from the bottom up or the top down?
The underarms will go up here. I probably could do that about now because he's a pretty tiny little guy. And I'm knitting that for my friend's baby. That pattern is Ziggy by Georgie Nicholson, Cheeky Knits. And I usually have that in the description box below. And then my With Go goal this month, one of them, the only one I got the chance to think about at all this week, is the goal was to start by casting on a poncho that I've had the pattern for a long time. I've had the yarn for a long time. And I found the right needles and I've cast it on and I'm pretty sure it's not twisted. So I think I'm good to go.
Good.
It's a cowl and then it goes down into a poncho type, like a big loose shawl, and it's really lacy.
Uh-huh.
That's called the Late Summer Meadow.
It's going to be so pretty.
I know. It is super pretty, but it's going to be a really long process. The other thing that I really wanted to finish this week was to finish my Shores of Hawthorne Hollow Whip Go goal from I don't even know what month. So I've been working on block 2, and you can see I'm really almost done. So my border so far I think is going well. I can't remember who gave me the tip to like do half crosses and then just cross every 10th stitch with that.
Several people, yeah.
Here. So I was able to count and double check it. And I'm pretty confident that I have that right. So now I just need to do the same. And then there's a little bunch of seaweed down here. For some reason, I'm missing this floss. I think I used to have it, and I don't know if I pulled it for another. I just need to go buy a floss that fills in this fish. But otherwise, I did the eel. I did most of the fish this week. And then I just need to go in and fill in some of the, like some smaller bits.
Uh-huh.
Finish the seaweed. So I'm feeling really good about that, but I finished my 8 hours goal from, I'm trying to remember.
So you can put it away for now if you really wanted to.
So I can put it away. I think it'll be called one more time. So that was my goal in May. That's my May Whip Go goal. So I was able to cross it off. Yay. That felt good. Like, accomplish something and take it quick. And then let me move that. This one was kind of disappointing. So for Jolly July, I'm trying to stitch a tree a day, and I did several days worth. I had this tree stitched and these 2 little ones stitched, and they were over too far. I counted from the wrong spot. So I decided I would keep stitching a tree a day while I ripped it out so that I would stitch even though I was undoing. And so I did a bunch of these trees all around. You can actually, here, let me fold this a little bit. You can kind of see the marks where it was. It was here and it should have been here.
So you got it all out already.
So I got it all out. Now I'm just going to put it back in, hopefully this week. That one will take a couple days to stitch because it is such a big one. It's this.
Of course.
I know, it couldn't have been one of the like sets of little trees, but this is Rosewood Manor, Cranberry and Pines, and I really love this. So pretty. So that's where I'm at. I think the idea of stitching a tree a day, it's not a very exciting stitch. Like it's just a couple colors and the motifs are all pretty similar. But
how many trees are there?
How many? I did count when I was trying to figure out how many days it would take me, but I can't remember. I feel like I basically felt like if I stitched one a day from July to maybe like mid-November, I would get them all done. And maybe I was giving myself some grace. So, but sometimes I'm pairing up, like if there's 3 small ones that are very similar next to each other, I count that as one tree and do it one day. So it's going pretty fast for.
Yeah.
And And then I have two more things. I feel like I'm just making mistakes left and right. So remember I had shared that I realized I had made a mistake in gathering eggs, and this is over too far this way. I haven't counted across to see if this is right, but based on all this is all correct. Like you can tell pretty easily because it's all.
Yeah.
So somebody had suggested stitching the border and then just filling it back in, which is what I'm doing. So I went ahead and stitched most of this border, all of this up here, so that I can see how much I just need to modify a little bit. I think all that's going to happen is just the clouds will be a little bit smaller than, but she's getting pretty close to being done.
She's getting very close to being done.
And that border is not really too bad to stitch because it's pretty repetitive.
Yeah.
You know, you're going to do 3 chunks of this color and then go back and do.
Yeah.
So that one's still kind of nice to work on. The last thing I did this week, and I'm really enjoying working on this way more than I thought I was gonna. It's this Twilight Angel. And I kind of started it just for a fun start in Mania. Because I had the kit that you had just given me from like you going to stitch it. And it's turning out, I think, so much prettier in person than it is in that picture.
Right.
Like, I just think it's so pretty.
It is pretty. I don't feel like the lavender shows up in the picture as much as it does in your piece.
Yeah, it's so much prettier than, like when I look at this piece, I just see a lot of like
white
and white and maybe I'll feel like that when it's done, but I just really love.
Oh, it definitely has a more of a blue or lavenderish than brown.
And probably even more than it's showing up right now because my lighting is starting to fade, but I think I like her hair is so pretty. And I don't know if it's showing up, but you use some gold strand mixed with some yellow. You see it?
Yeah.
And you just in a few little pop places. So it's just really pretty. I'm really enjoying it.
It's cute and tiny.
It is. It's little. It's on Ada, so it's really easy to stitch when I'm just like, and I don't think I've made any mistake. Oh, I think I did make one mistake, and I might just leave it. I might go back and tear it out, but I haven't even figured out where exactly it is. It's not seeming that big of a deal. So that's everything I stitched this week and knitted. It's been a busy week. I've been still studying for my exam to get my Washington speech license. And I'm doing that in the evenings, some when everybody goes to bed. Otherwise, I would be stitching a little bit more. But I'm really trying to get studied so I can take that test.
Well, I did knit a little bit on that sweater for Junie, but I was picking up stitches on the left-hand side, and it wasn't coming out to be the same amount that I had on the other side, and I wasn't really happy with how they were coming out, so I ripped those out. I was just, pick up stitches.
Yeah, I do that sometimes. It's so easy to just rip it back out.
Yeah, and it's so tiny. It wasn't like I was ripping out that much, so I really didn't do enough to show. But I'm so close to being done with that.
Do you have any haul? Because I don't have any haul.
I do have haul.
You want to show your haul?
I will show you my haul.
Oh, I actually have haul too. That's right. But you show yours first.
Oh, okay.
Oh, mine up.
Well, when Nancy was here, I took her to Threadneedle Street.
Yes.
On Monday.
I wish I could have gone. That would have been so fun.
I know. And I did buy, I've had my eye on this pattern. I don't know why. It's quirky. It's Pineberry Lane. It's called Merry and Bright. And I just love it. I love the colors. They remind me of the 60s and 70s Christmas. The pinks and those color greens. So I bought that. And I also bought, excuse me, this was a market release that I think it was a market release. I feel like this was one that I saw and I bookmarked when National, or whatever they call it now, was happening. It's the blue flower, From Nature to My Needle. This is like a doggone book.
From Nature to My Needle, is that what it is?
Yeah, by Janine McGowan, The Blue Flower.
Oh, beautiful.
And the verse says, I could not my day complete till needle, thread, and fabric meet. And it's got like a little llama. No, wait.
Llama's on the other side, right?
A llama, I don't know what that is.
Some random abstract animal.
I think that's a bull.
Yeah, or a longhorn cattle or something. I can't really tell from here.
But I love the colors in it. It's all DMC. And I bought fabric. I bought a 36 count mocha linen, which is going to be a little dark. I feel like, I feel like this moth or butterfly isn't going to show up as well on it. So I might have to change the color on him.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I bought that the same day that we were there with Nancy. And she bought fabric, some pretty fabrics for some patterns that she has picked out. She didn't buy any patterns because she said she feels overwhelmed when she comes into a store and sees
Yeah. I sometimes.
all the patterns. So I bought those, and then I also bought what did I buy that day? I bought that new Cross Stitch Halloween magazine that came out. And I was just gonna, okay, so I bookmarked a lot of stuff, but there's a couple of really cute things in here. Like, I really like this guy.
That's fun.
And oh, it's the zombie frog.
Oh my gosh.
Having a few of these little pillows done up for Halloween someday when I finish things. This one I just had to share because it makes me laugh. It's called my current mood. So it says happy, whatever that is. Afraid cat and angry.
Oh, that's funny.
And well, the orange ones were the ones that I really wanted to show. Oops, oh, my sticky note is sticking. Oh, I really liked this little small. They're like little candy corn trick or treat.
That's cute. That's
Cute. And one or two more here. Oh, this I want to show because it's a Rosewood Manor.
Oh, they're so beautiful. Ooh,
Isn't that pretty?
I like that.
Yeah, I could see doing that one actually. And then the last one, oh, I just wanted to show this page. So it's called Witchy Stitches is this segment. But there's just, I love this little hat.
That's cute.
And I really liked that one.
That's cute too. Oops.
So anyway, the blue ones I like too, but I won't show those ones. So anyway, I love getting these magazines. I don't know why. I stitch out of them once in a while, thanks to Magazine Monthly Challenge. And then I also got my World of Cross Stitch stitching, but you know, I feel like this came really late.
Which one is it?
It didn't come with a freebie this time.
Oh,
No, what does it say? This is July, but other people got theirs way earlier than I did.
that's weird.
I'm just gonna show you this. So this one says, "Hello Summer," and I like it except for that.
Yeah. You
I
could
thought
just,
it was kind of cute and colorful. I could see doing that
yeah, that's cute.
on my quest to get more. This is a wedding sampler, but I thought it was kind of different.
Oh, that's pretty.
Isn't that pretty?
Yeah, I like that it's kind of bright colors because
Yeah,
weddings are more often just very like white and
yeah. Formal. Not everybody's having formal weddings.
yeah.
There's some other things. There's a couple series of minis, but I like these little pin cushions.
Those are cute.
And I especially like the tomato here.
That's cute.
So anyway, that came, so that was kind of fun. Somebody's at my door. And then that was on Monday, but then on yesterday, I decided to go back out there because I had nothing else to do. And Aunt Nancy gave Sarah and I each Little House Needleworks patterns.
Yes.
And mine's that pretty little houses on the bottom. And it says, by the ocean on the beach, under stars I cannot reach, and a car and on a plane, also on a railway train. I can stitch most anywhere, but really love my easy chair. So I went and got the flosses for it so that I would, because she bought us the fabric too. Thank you so much, Nancy.
I know.
So that it's ready to go. And then I also just picked up another Pineberry Lane to go with that Christmas one, but it's this Halloween, it's this October one.
That's cute.
Yeah. So I think that's my haul, except for, yeah, that's my haul. Not a whole lot. I did order. Oh, we have to talk about our stitch along.
I know
After-
what I'm about to talk about here. So for you who may not have watched this before, or maybe you just haven't watched lately, we're getting ready in August to do a stitch along of a biscornu. So if you've never stitched a biscornu, I haven't, and you're stitching your first one right now,
Mhm.
I never realized that really putting them together isn't that hard. I think, well, supposedly.
The video I saw didn't look that hard. Diddly, but not hard.
It looked like a skill I could do when we were looking at the video and stuff. So we thought, oh, wouldn't it be fun to do a biscornu together in August? And then we thought, oh, well, let's just do one. Anybody who wants to can join us. So I think several people are. And so I thought, oh my gosh, I better get a pattern. So I have something written. So this is the pattern I chose. It's a heartstring samplery. I bought it off of Etsy just on a digital format because I wanted it to come early. And look at how gorgeous that is, those poppies. I haven't printed it or anything, but I will print it because I don't usually stitch yet on a device, but I love poppies. They're one of my favorite flowers. Like, I just love the big red California poppies. So I
I
decided
love the story. I love the story she has behind it too.
behind this,
The Flanders Fields.
yeah, I'm trying to remember what it was. Did I read it?
Well, you know, World War I veterans.
That's right.
And of course, now I'm thinking, what was the story? But
I don't know if I even knew there was a story. I just picked it because I love the poppies. So I'll have to go
you
read
know,
what the story is and I can tell about it next week.
right. I was thinking that I was going to do. I had bought a couple of biscornu patterns off of Etsy, off of a gal that does a lot of florals. I think I have a.
There was like a violets one and
And did I buy the Gerber Daisy or I can't remember. They're in the other room. But then I also bought that poppy one.
you did? Oh, I didn't know that.
But I bought the hard copy. So, and I know 123 Stitch is getting ready to move. They're moving from Utah to Texas. So I've been hearing some rumblings that things have been a little late. But again, I've never had problems with patterns coming late. It was just fabric.
And I don't have fabric for this one yet, but probably gonna stop by Hobby
Does it call for, I can't remember, does it call for overdyes? It probably does.
I can't remember off the top of my head. It probably does. I'd have to actually open the pattern, which I don't have open.
That's okay.
I don't know the answer to that. I also this week, I guess I'm kind of talking about plans now. One of my plans this week is to go. This just calls for DMCs. This is the one that Aunt Nancy gave me. Sorry. I'll take it out.
So pretty.
I'll either go buy or I need to go through my stash and see which colors I already have and kit that up because she also gave me the fabric for that. And I need more. I need more whips.
Yes.
I need more whips.
Give me all the whips.
So that's one of my plans this week is to do that, to get the poppies stuff lined up so it's ready. If I don't do that this week, I'll do it next week. And I'm trying to think what my other goals are. I need to look at my whip go goals and keep moving ahead on those this month.
I think my goal, my Jolly July goal, is to work on my Mary and Minty for this week. That's my second Christmas Jolly. And then I also need to work for my magazine monthly. I think the only thing I have left to do for that, shockingly, I made it pretty easy on myself. Oh no, I'm not going to start. I'm not going to do Mary and Minty. I'm going to start my other Christmas one. The one out of that book.
Oh yeah.
It's the kids in the Christmas tree. Oh wait. Oh no, I don't have to. I started the Santas. I don't know. It's going to be a surprise. I might start that one or I might work on Mary and Minty. But I need to also work a little bit for 1 hour on my Things of Summer by Alicia Paulson. Because I'm bringing up the rear on that stitch along. Do we have a stitch along for that one? I can't remember. We did for fall.
Yeah, I can't remember.
But I need to work on Mary and Minty for that in my summer biscornu.
Right. Might help.
And can I just say real quick while I'm thinking about it? This is not stitchy related, but I'm just wondering if anybody's got this problem. Maybe you don't even have it over by you. Cannot find, for the life of us, canning lids.
Oh, I had a problem with that last year. Because
Big shortage again, big shortage. And I mean, we've checked all the stores, all the hardware stores, all the grocery stores, and we found out that, you know, the company that makes pure water filters, they're now making canning lids because of the shortage.
oh,
And I'm like, why is there a shortage again this year? Okay, you guys had a whole year to beef up production for this summer.
yeah.
But what gets me is Dad found a bunch on Amazon, and you know what the price gouging is? $1 a lid.
Oh
A
my,
buck a lid.
oh my gosh. Who's paying that? That's ridiculous. Who's that desperate to do canning? I'm not. I mean, I like doing it.
Yeah. Well, I wanted to. I wanted to do at least 2 boxes of peaches this year, and maybe a box of pears, because I'm sick of buying rock hard fruit in a can in the middle of winter. It's just like eating a rock, and it has no flavor. I have to heat them up and put sugar on them and soften them up because they're so gross.
Well, I'll look in our stores here. See if
Dad did find some on Target's website, and they'll be here on the 27th. We'll see if that actually happens or not.
Target for me is always slower than they say they're
And
gonna.
I mean, if there's this big shortage again, you know where I found some last year? What's the matter?
I'm just watching my husband scrounge for food.
Wow.
I just don't know what you're doing in there.
I bought my lids at the little general store in Montana when we went into Montana last year.
Oh, geez.
But I'm wondering if anybody else out there watches us that cans, if you're having the same problem again this year as we had last year, because I just find it a little ridiculous that we can't find canning lids in Seattle. It's not like there's that many people in Seattle that can.
Oh, yeah.
That's my rant. But we have a giveaway.
We have a giveaway from last week, and we have a new one from this week. Last week, these were from Aunt Nancy, and we picked out 2 words. Millie helped me pick. So this one, the word was laugh. It says live simply, love truly, laugh freely. Aren't you impressed by my backwards reading? It's backwards in my.
I am impressed.
And the winner for this kit, it comes with everything, fabric and floss and maybe a needle, is Heidi Lenig. I hope I'm saying that right. Heidi, I might have your address. I'll go back and look, but go ahead and just email it. Just email it to me in case I don't. And then we had this other giveaway. It's a Stitching with Housewives, Trekking Along January. And the winner for this one is Brenda Foy. So Brenda and Heidi, congratulations. Brenda, I also may have your address from a past, but again, if you could just shoot it to me again, just in case, that would be wonderful. And we can try to get those out. I'm a little behind. Surprise, surprise. I'm behind on going to the post office. But in the next week or 2, I'm going to try to get those out. So
I'm behind on this one, but I'm hopefully going to get it out this week now that wedding nonsense is over.
once camp is done, my summer is like smooth sailing.
Yeah.
Although, did you know about the surprise that Jesse's planning for me?
What surprise is that, honey?
He told me.
What did he tell you?
Mom said anything? Well, he told me that we're going away to Hood River for our 15th anniversary is this summer. So he was planning a trip for us.
Guess who he needed help from?
Yeah. I said, oh, who's watching the girls? He said, your mom and dad. And I said, you planned that all? Thank you. Good job. So.
Yeah. I don't have the exact dates yet.
I don't either. No, I do. They're in my calendar. I'll get them to you.
It just so happened that Dad and I are on vacation that week and the next week. So I told him we could do that week, but I needed to be home by a certain date. So if we decide to go to the ocean or something, I doubt we will, because guess what we're dealing with right now? Figuring out our kitchen floor, which is going to be coming out of our pocket, part of it, because insurance isn't going to pay for the whole. We need to upgrade. So Dad spent a lot of time this morning researching flooring, and so I'm sure any vacation plans, we finally had 2 weeks off. I mean, 2 full weeks off. And we originally wanted to go back to the Midwest.
Middle East.
I don't want to go to the Middle East.
Okay.
to see Tom and Nancy and Tim and Maria, and then we also have Sam and Ash moving to Indianapolis. That's another 12 hours, I think, from Minneapolis. So that's not going to happen this year, but I want to get away a little something that second week. So we'll come, I'm assuming we're coming to your house.
I guess I have no idea.
It's easier. Well, and Hood River is just below you, right? South of you. There's no sense of you coming all the way over to our house.
It is probably closer to us.
And it's easier for the girls to be at their house, I think.
Yeah, probably a lot simpler.
Oh, yeah. Anyway.
Life details. You just got to hear us plan out our life.
Oh, yeah.
But we do have a giveaway for this week, too.
Huh?
We do have a giveaway for this week, too.
We do. So I don't know. I'm assuming everybody has seen or heard that Barb from Blackbird Designs passed away, I think on the 4th of July.
Yeah, that's
a week.
Like it might be right.
So there's lots of tributes and sales, I think, going on in honor of Blackbird Designs and her legacy. So I did purchase a Blackbird design. It's called Fairy Garden. And it is so sweet. It really is sweet. And it's actually part of a bigger, this is like series number 11.
Oh, number 11.
But they made it into a little pillow. And I thought, oh, how cute is that? Rather than just frame it. So we didn't think of a word. I guess
it's actually perfect because the girls are really into making fairy houses right now.
Are they?
All day when we were in the woods along the creek, they made a whole fairy town. I should have taken pictures and put them on the end here, but I didn't think about it. But our yard is covered in little fairy houses. So that's a perfect little one for us this week too, fairy garden. Well, maybe the word garden, like garden. If you garden.
The word garden, if you want to win this sweet, sweet pattern. And you know, when you talk about the girls at the creek, it just, all of a sudden this memory just flooded back to me of when I was a little girl and we were camping one time. And I remember we backed into, it was a really, it was on this side of the mountain. So it was really green and woodsy where we were camping. I don't know where it was. And we backed into our spot. I remember it just being really shady, but there was a little tiny creek that ran behind us, like tiny little creek. And my sister and I had little figurines of some kind. We didn't have fairy gardens, but we had little figurines or little kittle dolls or something. And we made little city or village around that creek. And I remember just thinking that was the funnest thing we'd ever done camping. So
all day after church, we went out there and that's all they did.
Yeah. I bet you we were probably around Lydia and Millie's age when we did that too.
Probably. It's about the right
happy memory.
Yeah.
Fun. So anyway, yes, please. Yeah, I don't have anything else. I'm just working this week, not doing. The honeymooners come home tonight, so we're going to go pick them up. It looks like they had a beautiful time.
Yes.
In Puerto Vallarta. They passed their COVID test, so they got to enter the United States again. Yeah. He was giving me updates. I was really appreciative of that. Yeah. But yeah, nothing really. I mean,
we're doing camp. And then we increased our ballet classes to, instead of one time a week, there's 3 different days that we go, one for one kid, one for 2 kids, and then one that we all dance together. The 4 of us, which is fun. So I'll be running around a little bit this week doing food for the camp. It'll be a pretty busy week. I don't have very many weeks where I have to map out my day by the hour, but I do this week. So yeah, and it'll be fun. It'll be a good week. But once we get through this week, I feel like our summer kind of opens back up a little bit to being more normal. So we have that going on. I have a funny meme that I keep meaning to tell you, and probably some of the people watching will think it's funny too. So I saw this on Instagram. I think it might be the account. Oh, it's the Striped Rose, who is another cross stitcher. But she posted this. She shared it in her stories, and it said, and I've just been getting a kick out of it. I got my husband a get better soon card. Not because he's sick. I just think he could get better. And I just, every time I think of that, I just start cracking up. So there you go. There's your joke for the day. I told Jesse, next time we're fighting about something, I'm going to get you a get better card. He said, I don't know if I should be offended that you think that's so funny.
I think it's pretty funny too.
I have read it and I had to read it like the second time I read it, it clicked in. Like the first time I read it, I just kind of was skimming over it. I just burst out laughing. So there's your joke of the day.
Joke of the day. Oh yeah.
That's all.
The problem is if I do that to him, he'll end up doing it back to me.
Don't do it. I don't really recommend doing it. It's just a funny joke, people.
I know. Yeah. I'm just trying to think. I feel like I had so much going on before the wedding, and I was like, okay.
I know.
It'll be busy. They'll, the kids are moving. They're still with us until August 5th.
Yeah.
And I think the weekend they're moving out. Sarah and Jesse are coming over here for the weekend. So it's going to be a little bit of a
shuffle around,
but I'm used to shuffling around. We shuffle. We have air beds right there.
Just keep it there. We'll be back.
We are. Leave it. No, we'll have 2 bedrooms next time you come.
Oh, wow. That hasn't happened in a long time.
Hasn't happened in a really long time. I know. Yeah. Otherwise, I think I'm just going to try to survive. I'm not even survive. Our weather is pretty good right now. We're in the upper 70s, maybe 81 one day this week. I actually have long sleeves on today. I'm warm, but I wasn't warm this morning. It was kind of cool. So
it's gotten a little better here. We're in the low to upper 90s. So that's better than when I was 117. But there's enough of a breeze a little bit, and it's not been too bad. The last couple of days have been not too bad.
I think other parts of the country are getting another heat wave though. So if you are in that area, well, some parts of the country just spend every summer in the middle of a heat wave.
Yeah.
But you know what? Everybody just needs to, what's the matter?
I just was kind of trying to cover my scar up.
Stay hydrated. Carolyn Zook from Zook Stitch did an update a while ago. She's been, I think, away on vacation right now, but I was behind on videos, and she gave the total of people that passed away due to the heat in Portland, which was the same time we were having our heat. I'm sure we had people. I just didn't read the articles because it was crazy town here, but it's serious. That kind of heat for us is serious, and I think people laugh at us, but we don't have the infrastructure. And
animals were dying. Like we lost a rabbit and chickens, but my local friend here lost a baby goat and a sheep.
Really?
Like these are just big farms, not animals that could not handle the heat here.
We had
no matter what
parts of highways buckling, parts of the light rail, they had to slow way down because it was starting to melt. Yeah, it's just insane to me.
Our friend had to take her car in to Les Schwab to get, she all of a sudden thought she had a flat tire, but she took it in because she was near there. And they said, no, you don't have a flat tire. You have a big pile of asphalt, melted asphalt that had stuck to her tire. But underneath her tire was actually a nail. So that asphalt was blocking the puncture. So they were able to get the nail out, but they couldn't really remove all the asphalt. So they went home and her husband was out there in the heat scraping the asphalt off. That's how hard it was here, that the asphalt was like the tar and the asphalt was just couldn't even drive her car.
Maybe other parts of the country that have hot summers just have concrete.
Yeah, maybe there's a better driving, because we never get that kind of weather here. So
yeah, there's that concrete cement, and then we get blacktop tar, and
we have a concrete road, but it has a bunch of asphalt patches. And ever since that heat, all the patches have buckled up, and it's like going over speed bumps, the whole road. It's terrible.
Oh, yeah.
It's terrible. The concrete is fine. It's the asphalt or whatever that.
Yeah. So it's definitely a hot summer, and I'm worried about wildfires.
Me too.
So far, we haven't had any smoke hitting us. There's been a couple of nights I've gone outside on the patio to let the dog out, and I smell smoke, but I think it's neighbors having a campfire, which I'm like, why are you having a campfire right now?
Yeah, we had a couple days after we got back from the wedding that were kind of smoky here, but that cleared out and it's been pretty good. I think there's a few fires in the state, but none that are like really rampaging, I don't think. But I think California had one that was going.
Oregon had a big one.
Oregon, and I think BC.
You remember one time Sarah and I went to Threadneedle Street, and it was the first time I think I brought you there with the girls, and Kindred Stitcher came in, Lisa from Kindred Stitcher, and she had her friend Textilist with her. Well, Textilist, I forget her real name, that's just what I know her as. she apparently, I think I noticed, had moved down to Three Sisters, Oregon, and I think has a beautiful cabiny house that she has people down and they do little mini retreats. She evacuated, I think, once or twice this last week because of a fire in that area. Yeah, so it's definitely out there. So people be safe, and yeah. Enough rambling from us, I guess.
For joining us as we for a little loopy tonight, and we hope you have a great week. And
Happy stitching.